In this video, we're going to understand how to create a chapter outline. Okay. So first and foremost, what we do is we need a book idea. I hope we already created a book idea in our first video. So let's say we'll go to the advanced writer, and in the advanced writer, let's browse a book idea. Okay. Let's say the book idea that we've created is this: the IPO illusion, unmasking India's market mirage. Right. Now let's choose this idea for our book. And when we choose this idea, let's say this is non-fiction. So we've chosen this idea and everything else is loaded by itself. So you don't have to really do or add anything else, right? So I'm just going to change the author name to Raksha Books. Next, do you want a subtitle? You can add a subtitle. It's an optional thing, but you can still go ahead and add a subtitle if you want. Or you can just pull this out, half of the title, and put it out here as a subtitle. Right? The short description already has the description of what your book is going to be. It's going to be discover the surprising truth behind India's IPO craze and how it is reshaping the stock market landscape. Okay. Now, ISBN will be applied only once you share a request out to me. So send a request for ISBN and I'll help you out with the ISBN. So once I share the ISBN, you can add the ISBN over here. It is not optional. I mean, it's optional right now, but to publish your book, you need that ISBN and I will share it with you for free. Okay. So for preface, I suggest every book should have a preface. And what we've done is we've given you an example preface. Why are you writing this book? What is your connection to this book? Right. So you add it over here. This is an example preface, so do not copy it, but please be inspired by this preface and add your own preface. Okay. Do you want to dedicate your book to somebody, like your family, to your mentors, to your readers, or to your partner, something like that? You have sample dedication content that you can pull it out from. Okay. So whatever you're writing here is going to appear in the final book. Okay. Forward. You want to add a forward to it, to your book, then choose one and then go ahead and edit your forward. So it's totally fine. Okay. You can add a personal story. You can request one of your colleagues to write a book, write a forward and add the name details here. Someone famous writes a forward and it really adds a lot of value to your book. Okay. You want to add acknowledgement content, you can go ahead and add acknowledgement. For example, like academics. You choose one of these options and you will get an acknowledgement content directly. Okay. What should be the focus of your content? Data driven. I'm just adding a few things like data driven, non ambiguous data. Okay. Okay. Next. How do you want the writing style to be? Let's say analytical, research based. Specific requirements. Focus on recent IPOs and how their stock valuations corrected over time. Okay. Content depth, let's say intermediate, balanced. Okay. So you can just go click on next, and now let's choose one of the presets, framework, model, business and strategy. Okay. Next. Now you need to be able to generate an outline for your book. So there are two ways. You either create a manual outline, that is you just click on add chapter, or generate stubs. So you can use generate stubs. Now it has created the stub for you, right? Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, purpose, key ideas and outcomes, purpose, etc. So now what I'll do is I'm going to remove these stubs. You use the stubs in case you don't want to use the AI way of generating your chapter outline. Okay. Remove. Okay, I've removed all the chapters now. If you want to add one single chapter manually, you can add one single chapter like I did just now. You can change the title and the description what this chapter covers. So we'll delete this also. Next, the simple thing to do is to just use generate with AI. So click on generate with AI. It's going to take all the inputs that you've shared to it, like what is the focus of your book, why are you writing it, should it be an intermediate level or a balanced level or an entry level book, how do we write it, what is the narrative style and all that, right? So now you see that the book outline is being written with AI. So you can expect at least 10 chapters of outline. It's going to take your idea and it's going to create that into a book outline with at least 10 to 12 chapters, and sometimes 16 depending upon how complicated that idea is, right? So you can write a data oriented book, you can write a fictional novel, you can write a romantic novel, you can write horror stories, you can write anything that you want with this, and your outline is currently ready. So let's take a look at what has been generated. Okay, so it's written an introduction, and then the IPO manufacturing machine, a deep dive into the IPO ecosystem in India, revealing the intricate web of investment banks, merchant bankers and regulatory bodies that orchestrate public offerings. So it seems that the idea, I just had a notion, it wasn't even an idea, right? I expected the IPO market to have been controlled by some, because high valuations for companies which are not doing good, you feel there is something wrong going on, and that exactly is what has been added to this, right? The David Goliath story, the retail investor trap. If you are a retail investor, you are screwed looking at how the markets are going. So basically the idea is you have 16 chapters in total, right? Survival guide, protecting yourself in the IPO jungle. So it's about everything the outline should be. So it's created a beautiful outline for you. This is a non-fiction, so you can try out fiction, stories, etc. And you can try out different languages if you are interested in writing in a local language or in a foreign language also. Yeah. So this was your book outline. The next step, you want to add an illustration to your book for each one of your chapters. Let's say you want to add a chapter illustration that comes at the beginning of each chapter. So let's say this is the process. You click on illustrations. It's going to create an illustration prompt for your illustration. Once this is ready, just read through the prompt that has been created for you for that specific chapter. If you're not happy, either redo the prompt by clicking on regenerate prompt, or just copy this onto a notepad and write it yourself and add it back here and save the prompt by clicking on save prompt, right? And just saving the prompt here. So once you have a prompt is a set of instructions that you tell AI. You say, look, this is what I want, this is my prompt, right? Now with that, click on step 2, which is going to be AI art. So now when I've clicked on the AI art, it's going to create an image which will sit before your chapter in your book. Okay, so it has created it has generated an illustration. So go and click on step 3, that is view this illustration, right? So this it's contextually, it fits your book, right? So this is the image. Now save it and move on. So you have an image already in your chapter. If you want to divide each chapter into 5 sub-chapters, so 6 sub-chapters, you can use the divide and conquer button. So click on divide and conquer. How many sub-chapters do you want? Let's say you want only 2. So change this to 2, or 4 or 3 or something. For example, let's say I'm writing a book about 12 planets or 9 planets in astrology, right? But each chapter needs to be about a certain planet. So I write one chapter and then I use divide and conquer to divide it into 9 different chapters. So each one of those planets fall under one chapter. So that's how you can use this divide and conquer approach. Okay. So this is about chapter outline. Try and go through the chapter outline, have fun with it, and then you'll understand how to use it. Do not use any of these options at the bottom, which will be removed during the next version. And then you can hit next and go to the chapter generation, which we'll see in the next video.